You know, I was thinking about this this Vision Award that the film festival gives out, and I've got one word for you: Hasselhoff.
That's a good word.
David Hasselhoff.
I like.
He's big.
He's huge.
You know, people think of him as a television personality, but he has quite an impressive filmography, as it were. He's got Revenge of the Cheerleaders.
Yep.
He's got Star Crash.
Truth.
He's got The Lovable Zanies 2.
Didn't know about that one.
Yeah, and his magnum opus, Don't Hassle the Hoff.
Right.
Which is, you know, a classic in some circles.
Especially in Germany.
He's very big in Germany. So I'm thinking next year, rather than mucking around with all these smaller films and these varied filmmakers, you go all Hasselhoff all the time.
I think it's a good idea.
Make it a Hasselhoff festival.
Maybe. But there is Baywatch coming out, so you're definitely onto something. I mean, it's like it could be like the Renaissance.
Oh, I'll be sitting on Hollywood Boulevard outside the Chinese,
Deal.
you know, for hours before the midnight preview.
Okay.
For Baywatch.
Let me know how it is.
Yeah,
The Rock's in it. It's gonna be good.
I'm telling you, Hasselhoff.
All right, I'm listening.
You heard it here first.
Good idea.
Eye on Sun Valley's Talk of the Town is brought to you by Sun Valley Associates, a tradition of expertise since 1962. And McLaughlin and Associates, Jim McLaughlin, architect, adding character to Sun Valley, one building at a time.
Hey everybody, welcome to Eye on Sun Valley's Talk of the Town. I'm Vernon Scott, and today my very special guest is Mr. Teddy Grennan, founder and co-director of the Sun Valley Film Festival, now in its 6th year.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. Congratulations on turning what started out small, like these things do, into one of the biggest film festivals in the country. You must be very proud.
Well, we're very proud. It's not the biggest, not one of the biggest.
Well, I didn't say it was the biggest.
We like to call it a burgeoning film festival.
Yeah, but
it's getting big.
It's getting
big.
Pretty sizable. I thought last year's was incredible.
Thank you. We work really hard at it. We spend all year prepping for these 5 short days. So, and they're upon us. The Ides of March are upon us.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, you're a Sun Valley resident or part-time resident. You spend a
Part-time.
lot of time in the Valley.
I do.
What made you think or decide that what we needed was a film festival?
I didn't think you guys needed a film festival. I was here for a summer and saw that there's a lot of people here in the film industry, as you well know, and I took the temperature of a lot of people locally. Like, look, would this be something that would be well received? Because I think a lot of people come from Los Angeles and the entertainment industry here to get away from it all. And I kind of felt like there may be a little bit of that, you know, the Rolling Stones song, Get Off My Cloud syndrome here.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. I think that we tried to incorporate a lot of what this town is and has to offer and bring that as part of the, not part of, but really the mandate of the tone of the festival. It's very family friendly. The programming is, it's very varietal, you know, from National Geographic, we've got family friendly films, to some really edgy, independent pictures that we pick up at Sundance every year and we're lucky to have here. So the idea when we launched this was to find something that, it's a two-way street. You know, when we invite people to come here as special guests, it's not just the people that we think would be fun for films, but something that Sun Valley would be receptive to as a collective.
Well, and it's a nice symbiotic kind of relationship because you bring Sun Valley out there into the popular culture more and give more of an awareness of the Valley to people who don't necessarily know about it. And you also bring these great artists to us and expose, you know, the people here to their work, which is invaluable.
Well, one of the successes to getting people to come here is, I mean, it's easy. You can come join us in Sun Valley for spring skiing and check out the town. They're like, I've heard about that. And then they get here and they realize that there's all this Hollywood heritage here, which we don't tell them. It's kind of a pleasant surprise when they get here. So, you know, and then you come to this town and you roll in to catch them and it's like, you know, you're kind of like, we're the cowboys and they're there, you know, and it's pretty cool. So there is this, we have a lot of repeat filmmakers coming up. We have a lot of repeat hosts that come for our film labs and the rest of it because they're well taken care of here. All of the restaurants and the shops and the resort the hotels, they take good care of them. There's a huge, and I think Sun Valley, and the Valley prides itself on that hospitality and the friendliness, especially.
Absolutely.
So.
And you've had some pretty sizable stars that have come up here for this thing. You've had, just off the top of my head, I know you've had Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
You've had Jodie Foster.
Yeah.
Last year you had Oliver Stone.
Yes.
Have there been any particular guests that you've had that have kind of delivered more than you had hoped they would?
They all do.
They all
do.
perform.
They all do. I ask them, for example, Jodie was kind of our first big name in year 2, came up as a favor to some friends of ours. And,
right.
And she said, what do you want me to do? I said, I walked her out on stage, we do the coffee talks. And we don't have it's a lot like what you guys do here, so just get into it,
Yeah.
So, and they like that. People, I think, respond to that better than giving them a punch list. We want these things covered,
Right.
this thing's covered. Like, well, how do I get to the stage? Like, here's the address. We don't. It's self-drive
Right.
and all that. So it's pretty casual. And I think that because of the tone that we strike, it makes our guests more comfortable. And I think that they want to have fun. That's the idea. Like this thing is big on film, but we really concentrate on festival. That's what we've been building here.
Because it's more than just the movies.
It
It's
is.
a whole
It's
lifestyle
food.
that comes in for a week.
That's exactly the idea. It's like what people here are doing is what we're celebrating. I mean, there's amazing culinary in this town. There's history. There's a lot to do. There's the great outdoors, what 9 out of 10 people are here for, right? So
Well, the drinking and
I was going to get to that.
and then the great outdoors.
I was going to get to that,
yeah.
which makes every festival
Yeah,
great.
if they
but
can stagger out of the bars
True.
onto the trail, they
True.
seem to like that.
But and I think that's why we've had so much luck, is people come back and it's like, this isn't just about film. This is about, it's a festival.
Yeah.
So, and Candy Pate, who's the director, has been very much the director of development on that. So, and it's fun.
Is she the liaison between the festival and the guests, and or
Yeah.
how much of an organizational role do you play in putting this whole thing together?
She does all the heavy lifting.
So you're just a figurehead.
I'm just a
basically.
figurehead.
You're,
I just hang
you're
out.
collecting a big check.
Yeah, huge.
Oh yeah,
It's big.
And Candy does all
She does all
the
work.
grunt work.
She does.
Well, good. See, that's nice. We have delegated
It's a
authority.
great relationship.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So.
When we come back, I want to talk to you about the special guests you've got up here this year,
Yes.
and some of the films that are going to be shown.
Great.
And we'll be right back after a quick word from our sponsors.
Stephanie Sellers, a wine consulting company specializing in collector services. Catherine Stephanie, a rare and collectible wine specialist.
Welcome back, everybody, to Eye on Sun Valley's Talk of the Town. I'm Vernon Scott, here with my special guest, Teddy Grennan, the co-founder of the 6th Annual Sun Valley Film Festival. Well, you've been the co-founder of the whole thing, but this year is the 6th.
Half a dozen.
Which is hard to believe that it's been that long
I can't
already.
believe it. No, it's good.
Now, tell us about some of the special guests you've got coming up this year. You've got as usual, a very impressive lineup
Thank you.
of talent
Thanks. We work hard on it.
coming to the Valley. The Vision Award, which is kind of the big honorary award that's being given out, is being received by whom this year?
Gina Davis.
Must have been a break in the archery tournaments, and Gina Davis
Yes.
is available to be here.
Yes. For your guest, do you want to explain?
Well, yeah, Gina Davis is an Olympian, I believe, isn't it? An Olympian
medalist.
archer. Did you guys know that?
41 years old. She entered and got a medal.
Yeah, she went from Thelma and Louise to archery.
Yeah.
And I've always had a thing for Gina Davis. I'm sorry.
Well,
That's a
wait,
whole
she's-
lot of sexy lady right
She's
there.
pretty brilliant too. Well, she's actually Mensa, and
Yeah,
she,
yeah,
she
that's
is
right.
truly brilliant.
That's right.
And she does this institution called See Jane, which she's going to share over the weekend, and it's about the awareness of film of women in the film industry, and what she does is pretty powerful.
Oh,
She's a
good.
force.
Oh, good. I'm glad I'm talking about how hot I find her.
Yeah, no, that's right.
And she's here to promote women in
very
film.
Lovely, for sure. No. I mean, she's great at it, and they've had a lot of success with what she does directly. It's fascinating.
And she's receiving the Vision Award.
She's receiving her Vision Award.
And who else you got coming in?
Allison Williams, who's starring in Get Out, which I still haven't seen, which we're looking forward to. We're doing a special screening for that here during the festival.
And I'm here to tell you, if you haven't seen Get Out yet, it's a magnificently entertaining movie. So if you can get tickets, although I hear the seating is limited, correct?
Very. Yes, I mean, not kiddingly. It's in our Senate Transformer. It's 91 seats, so it will be probably just, yes, it's limited is the answer.
And she is the not the newcomer award. She's
She's the Rising Star.
the Rising Star
Yeah,
Award.
It's our new award, which we're really excited about. And her final season on Girls with HBO wraps up this year, which I've always been a fan of.
Oh yeah, me too. Absolutely.
I think she's the biggest difficult person on the show is Marnie.
Marnie.
She's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's great. So we're excited to have her.
And now I think suddenly is going to have a very big film career ahead of her.
She's a hell of an
with this
actor.
Get Out. Yeah, she's very talented.
I mean, and her dad has got incredible poise. So, I mean, she comes from some good stock.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
She's great.
And who else you got?
And then we have an award we call the Pioneer, in a nod to the mountains here, that recognizes a trailblazer in the industry. And National Geographic Wild supports that.
And the trailblazer this year is?
Brett Ratner, who, if he may not be...
I know Brett Ratner.
Yeah, his work everybody knows. You may not know his name, but...
Rush Hour, I think, was his first big...
directed that. It was his big hit. And he just produced Before the Flood. He's got a wide swath of work, man. It goes from Before the Flood to... He just did the Batman Lego film. So...
Right.
He is a force of nature. We went and met with him in the fall, and I asked him.
And a pleasant man, a nice enough man to.
Yeah, he's a hell of a worker. I mean, you know, it's a tough town, but he gets it done. We're very lucky to have him. He's coming in for the evening with Jonathan Glickman from MGM.
Excellent.
We do a coffee talk with them on Saturday, which will be really fun. We've done this a couple of times where we bring in producers. You may not know their name, but you'll know their work. Like last year, we had Chris Moore, and his film Manchester by the Sea was nominated for an Academy. Which was great. We introduced our audiences to Chris. A lot of these audiences here are so
and won screenplay and best actor.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So Chris knew what he was doing. Brett knows what he's doing. The year before that, we had Ron Yerxa and Jim Burke. We try to bring in a producer or a producing team to discuss filmmaking. We find that that's been, especially in this town, it's very receptive. We had Ron Yerxa from Little Miss Sunshine, Jim Burke from the Descendants, who just is at Focus Features. They came in. So this kind of producer on producer has been very successful for us.
Well, and don't you find it's very useful because so many people want to be involved with film, you know, have a romance or a fascination with film, but in terms of everything that goes into making a film, they're kind of clueless. I mean, they know what the director does, they know what the actors do. But in terms of the writers, certainly in terms of producing, that's kind of a gray area for most people.
Yeah, well, it is. I mean, the producer, like, what do you do? And in the end, they do everything.
Yeah.
He knows from pitch to the last screen credit.
Yeah.
And that's our award, is the Vision Award that we give out during the award ceremony. The highest award that we give out is to a producer. It's called the Vision Award. The Vision Honoree Award that we give out is a life, you know, it's kind of a career award. But this goes to, it's our last award we give during the awards bash at Whiskey Jack's. And it's all about the producer.
Nice.
And that's why every year we try to bring in a producer to talk about their work and how he or she has taken a specific project that's, you know, like Manchester by the Sea. They were teasing Matt Damon during the Oscars about it, that he went to go kill dragons in China.
Yeah.
But, you know, he'd been waiting for 8 years to play the role. They just finally got the, you know, the wherewithal to make it. And man, did they make it. So it's a long road.
Now, can you tell us about some of the films in the festival this year that you're particularly enthused about, or that we should have on our radar? Yeah, of course, I know.
No, we do. You know, we have a full-time program director, a woman named Laura Melhoff, who's been with us since the inception of this thing, and we have really a church and state situation where she's in charge of it. You know, she's in charge. She spends the entire year doing a film hunt. She's got a team, and we have. I think we're close to 1,000 submissions, which is a lot for us. You know, it's a lot of submissions. These are feature-length films. I mean, it's
a lot of material to wade through.
Big time, but it also kind of gives you encouragement as far as the amount of independent film that's being made out there. There's a lot of film being made, so I love that. So she's got to wade through all that. I'm not supposed to say that number, by the way, but we have hundreds of submissions, is the way to put it. And she's got to go through those, and then we go on a film hunt, you know, and we're looking for whatever film that A24 is going to pick up, you know, like Menage was screened at Sundance, LA Times with Michelle Morgan, and Dree Hemingway from here is stars in it. That's screening with us. It's Friday night at the Opera House, which we're excited about. We have a lot of films. We have Blood Road, which is coming, which is Rebecca Rush's
Right.
true story, which we are thrilled and very honored to have that here. I think that that's a special opportunity for the Valley, especially for us to have that. And then we've got some local filmmakers like, we have Big Sonia is closing the festival on Sunday, which we're excited about. It's a great doc. And then we've got some edgy, freaky deaky stuff that we're excited about. And we have some really family friendly, like I was saying before, with Nat Geo Wild. So there are a lot of great films.
What is your favorite
in life?
Not in the
life.
festival, but in life.
My favorite film is Papillon.
Ooh,
It always has
nice
been.
choice.
I love it. I read the book. The book's not as good as the movie as far as I'm
Yeah,
concerned.
very nice choice.
I just always liked it, and Steve McQueen was my guy. That had a little bit to do with Sun Valley for my,
Yeah.
just adoration of this place. But, and Dustin Hoffman might be our greatest American actor,
Yeah.
or one of them for sure. I just thought Papillon, to me, the whole idea of just literally, I think this is kind of in the sense, you never give up.
Right.
He never gave up, and it's that whole endurance, and whether he was guilty or not, he didn't give up. So
Yes, not unlike being a filmmaker.
yeah,
His Papillon's
yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
Would you like to know what my favorite
I
film is?
was just about to ask you. Yes,
My favorite film, you ready?
I am.
Lovable Zanies 2.
Oh, back to Hasselhoff.
Hasselhoff.
That's a nice.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a nice wrap-up.
If you haven't seen it, it was a big hit in Germany. You might be able to find an import DVD, Lovable Zanies 2. Teddy, thank you so much for being here.
pleasure.
Can't
Thanks for
thank
having
you
me.
enough.
It was
What
my
what
pleasure.
a treat. How nice to learn more about you and learn about the film festival. The 6th annual Sun Valley Film Festival opens March 15th, runs through March 19th. Many great films, many fascinating filmmakers, celebrities, grunt workers, everyone involved in film will be here.
Truth.
For your viewing pleasure. And I encourage you to get out to the coffee talks and some of the labs and really experience everything that this film festival is generous enough to bring to our town. Until next time, I'm Vernon Scott. This has been Eye on Sun Valley's Talk of the Town. We'll see you soon.
Eye on Sun Valley, daily local news from beautiful Sun Valley, Idaho.